New York Republican Congressman George Santos is defiant ahead of a vote on whether to expel him from Congress. Speaking on the House floor today, he criticized sharply the lawmakers who are seeking to remove him.
It is a predetermined necessity for some members in this body to engage in this smear campaign to destroy me. I will not stand by quietly. They want me out of this body. The people of the 3rd District of New York sent me here. If they want me out, they're going to have to go silence those people and take the hard vote.
CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins us now. Scott, great to see you. Tell us more about your reporting today on Capitol Hill.
George Santos told me unequivocally he is not going to resign and prevent whatever spectacle is sure to break out tomorrow. It would be only the 6th ever expulsion of a U.S. House member. It would be political theater, but he says he wants his Republican colleagues to take the tough vote, arguing to me that this would be a tough vote. It's just not clear, Bob. It's going to be a tough vote for his fellow Republicans. One of those New York Republicans who's been pushing this expulsion measure told me that it has to happen now, that Santos's departure can't wait until next year. Take a listen to Mark Molinaro. He's not running for re-election. Why not just let him finish his term?
Yeah, we are to govern ourselves, and he has manufactured an entire persona to defraud voters of the honest choice to have a representative that they want here in Congress. He has defrauded donors using campaign cash for his own personal benefit. There are standards. We have to uphold them.
Santos also told me that he thinks this is going to trigger a tit for tat, a retaliation of members trying to expel each other or censure each other more frequently if he's expelled tomorrow. But Bob, his critics say he's one of a kind. This is a standalone case, not likely to be repeated.
Scott, you did have a chance to speak with Congressman Santos. What did he have to say?
Well, he was unambiguous. He says that this is political. He says he's being bullied. He says this is motivated not by an attempt to do right, but by an attempt to do him harm. Let's take a listen to more of George Santos. Is there any expectation that if you resign, you could avoid the spectacle tomorrow?
No, hey, you know what? Let's make everybody take a tough vote. That's what matters.
I think it might be a tough vote for the other fellow Republicans.
Yeah, you know what? Setting precedent.
You think there's going to be a tit for tat that comes out of that?
What do you mean tit for tat?
If they expel you, you think they may trigger more expulsions, more?
Oh, it's going to be a circus moving forward. It's going to be, oh, you're accused. You're getting expelled. They want to do this to me. I'm going to make them do it to themselves.
I'll just tell you the response from his critics. They say it's already a circus, which they want to end tomorrow.
Scott, what about the Republican leadership in the House? The new Speaker, Mike Johnson, the Majority Leader, Steve Scalise, where are they landing on this issue?
He's getting some support on this expulsion measure from a range of people inside the Republican conference, Bob. The House Speaker, Mike Johnson, has said that he's not a big fan of the expulsion, that it might set a bad precedent like we just addressed. Steve Scalise says he'd rather wait for George Santos to have his day in court, which isn't scheduled till September. That's when his trial begins in those federal criminal cases to which he's pleaded not guilty. And there are also the people sitting behind him on the screen there. Matt Gaetz of Florida, Troy Nehls of Texas, two people who say he deserves more time and that he deserves more due process. But Bob, it's his fellow Republicans from New York really driving this train, and they say serving in Congress is a higher privilege, that you don't get due criminal process to continue to serve in the House. And it looks like they say the votes have already lined up. We find out tomorrow. 2/3 of those present voting must vote to expel him. For him to be expelled, it's a high bar, but his detractors are confident they're going to surmount it.
And Scott, just in about 30 seconds, is Senator Tommy Tuberville going to drop his hold on military nominations?
Now, he has been stringing this out over the last few days, saying there is likely to be a change soon, potentially next week. But it didn't happen today before senators left town, and some of his critics say he keeps stringing them along. So we'll see if there's a move when they return here on Tuesday.
Scott MacFarlane, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.